Hi guys, Satnam, good morning. Remember to take your shoes off before you come onto the mat. Rather you're practicing, so this is yoga for McCallum Place. I'm trying to figure out my phone angle here. Okay. And rather you're practicing at McCallum Place or away from McCallum, you'll want to take your shoes off to not only maintain the integrity of your mat, but just as a way to signify that you're coming into a safe space, a sacred space, a space of self-care, and that you're about to start your practice. And just thinking about maybe people that are not practicing at McCallum. I have recently had past patients reach out sharing that they have been using some of the yoga videos that are posted on YouTube. And I just want to send love to you guys. I love hearing that you're continuing this practice outside of treatment, and that you're that just makes my heart burst to know that you're still practicing this self-care and this self-love, because that's what yoga is all about. It's creating yoga starts it means a union. It comes from the word yoke, which means union, and that can mean a lot of things, depending on where we're at on our journey. But in essence, it's the union with ourselves, right? So, so grateful that you guys are still using these videos, and still practicing, even outside of treatment. So, okay. Today we're going to be practicing the kriya for disease resistance. This is one of my favorite kriyas to practice around this time when we're in the holiday season. If you're in the Midwest, the weather is starting to do really funky things like, it's 70 degrees one day and then it's 20 degrees the next, and our immune systems are just like, what do I do? I want to keep up. So this is a great kriya to practice around this time, because it's not only going to build up the immune system, but it's also going to be building up our mental and energetic and spiritual strength, which is so important when we're in this time of holiday seasons and with family. And I'm not going to talk you guys your ears off too much because we have only 30 minutes to practice. But as we're practicing, keep that in mind. We're building up not only our immune system, but our spiritual, mental, and energetic strength. So let's start our practice. We're going to scooch back and bring hands into Jnana Mudra, thumb and index finger touching back of the wrist to the knees. Eyes are closed. And we can begin practicing at the third eye. Okay, stop. I have a puppy here who is trying to lick my feet, and it's a bit distracting. So, with eyes closed, you can begin that practice of focusing at the third eye, starting to activate that pituitary gland. Or you can just close your eyes and begin to really open up that awareness, starting to establish that connection. And just taking this moment to notice what feelings might be present for you. You might notice if there's any noises coming into your awareness. Maybe even becoming present to any tightness, any tension you might be holding within your physical body. And see if you can use your breath to start to bring some awareness to those areas of tightness, and almost begin like a natural starting to let go. So if you're feeling tightness, you might imagine your breath encircling that area, and with the exhale, begin to release it, almost as if you're melting ice from water. Just that kind of natural release, that natural letting go. Let's begin deepening the breath, inhaling through the nose, all the way down to that navel center. So the abdomen, the torso, the lungs and shoulders will all begin to rise upwards with that deep inhale. And on the exhale, release, allowing them to melt down towards the earth, and continue that movement. Inhale. And exhale, release. And one more time, inhale. And exhale. Okay, let's go ahead and release the fingers, release the wrists. We'll start to shake them out just a little bit. Oh, quiet. Hey, quiet. No. All right. Bring hands to prayer mudra. And we open our practice chanting Om. We'll chant that 3 times. Om is a beautiful, divine mantra. It's how we connect with each other, with the living, with the life energy, the prana that is within all living beings. And you are welcome to chant along with. If you would like to try it, it's very healing. If you're not comfortable with that, that's okay. You can listen, but do remember to be respectful of those that would like to try the practice of mantra. So, again, eyes are closed. Tune in with that spine. Roll shoulder blades away from the ears, elongating up through the top of the head. Inhale and exhale. And inhale to chant. Keeping hands together, let's raise arms up overhead. And imagine that space between your arms filling with a beautiful healing light. And as you exhale, release your arms and imagine you're drawing that light around you. Okay, almost like a protective sphere to guide you and protect you through your practice today. We'll bring hands back to our knees and start our Sufi grinds. So we're inhaling forward, exhaling, rounding back. And remember, we're continuing to elongate up through the spine. And we're drawing these circles with the torso around the hips. Almost as if you have like a wooden spoon and it's going down your spine. It's stirring a pot. Okay. Shoulders are pulled away from the ears. Eyes are closed, focusing either at that third eye, or you could even try focusing at the tip of your nose for focus, or the tip of your chin to relax. And I'm going to turn some music on. Continue that movement. We're going in one direction. Okay. And let's go one more time in this direction. Inhale to center and imagine you're pulling that breath all the way up your spine. And then exhale, release, continue that same movement going in the opposite direction. All right, we're gonna have a pretty short warm up today before we hop into our kriya. I know you guys have only about half an hour. So if you want to know more about this kriya, you can always find it on the Kundalini website at 3HO. It might look a little different. It is tweaked a little bit for our practice. The timing is a little shorter when we practice together, but the movements are the same. Okay, one more time. Let's inhale to center. Exhale, release, and let's go ahead and shake out these legs. I need that angle. So we're gonna tap the heels. Oh, that might be a good angle there. Maybe I'll go ahead and move my camera. Or not. Okay. Well, okay. So we're shaking out our legs. You guys are familiar with this movement, okay? And we're flexing the feet, pointing the toes forward. So the toes are pointing back towards our forehead and then pointing them forward. Inhaling up, exhale, point. All right. And the next time that you inhale up, go ahead and pause here. And then we're going to begin drawing circles with the toes, just in one direction. Max, that's just, okay. And then switching directions. All right, very nice. And let's go ahead, this is going to be our last movement in our warm up. Let's go ahead and bring the soles of the feet together. We're going to do some spine flexes. So we're holding on to either toes, ankles, or shins, elongating up through the spine. Okay. And the knees are reaching for the ground. So if they're not quite there, that's okay, but you might need to move your feet a little farther away from your body and holding on to higher up on your legs. So we're inhaling the heart forward. Exhale, gonna round back on the tailbone. I'm gonna go ahead and change my position so you can see what I'm talking about. We're leading with the heart in this movement. So if you notice yourself leading more with the hips, you wanna move that up. Inhaling the heart forward, exhale, rounding back. Okay, very nice. And coming back to that drishti, coming back to that eye focus, focusing up at that third eye. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Keeping shoulder blades rolled away from the ears. And continuing that movement. One more time. Let's go ahead and inhale to center. And then exhale, release. Release your arms, release your legs. We're gonna come standing up for just one more standing movement. Just rolling the shoulder blades away from the ears. Coming into a wide-legged stance. Bringing hands out to parallel. Okay, and we're really reaching out through the fingers, through those fingertips. This is our inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to bring this right hand down to the left toe. And then inhaling up. And exhaling the left down to the right. And continue that movement. We're going at a very moderate pace so that you can bring in a complete inhale and exhaling completely. Inhaling up, exhale down. And you want to keep your legs, you don't want to buckle the knees, but you want to keep them pretty straight so that you're getting a nice stretch behind the legs there. All right, one more time to each side. Inhale to center. Let's bring the arms up overhead. Really stretching up through those fingertips. And bringing the hands down to prayer mudra right at the heart center. Okay, and now we're going to start our kriya. So again, we're going to be practicing the kriya for disease resistance. And a lot of dis-ease starts in that abdomen right around the belly button. So we're going to be doing a lot of work in these lower chakras, okay? Activating and aligning these lower chakras and then bringing that energy up. Let's inhale the arms up overhead. Shoulder blades rolled away from the ears, and the arms are hugging the ears. Really elongating up through the spine. And we're going to begin breath of fire. Okay, I know some of you are familiar with this, so if you're familiar, you can go ahead and hop into it. If it's new for you, we're exhaling rapidly through the nose, and you're really almost like you're blowing up boogers, and you're really powering this breath through the abdomen. So it's almost like you're bringing the breath up and out. And we're going to do this for only about 20 seconds. So just give it a try. If it feels weird, you can go ahead and come into your long, deep breathing. Remember, you're exhaling rapidly through the nose, almost like you're trying to blow up boogers. The mouth is closed, and we're not focusing on the inhale. Just for about 5 more seconds. Inhale, reaching up through the fingertips, and exhale, release your arms. Okay, very nice. And now, continuing to sit on your heels in rack pose. If this doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can always come into easy pose, or you can take like the end of your mat, roll it up and stick it between your butt and your heels. Or if you have access to a blanket or a bolster, you can do the same thing, just grabbing a blanket or a bolster and putting it between your butt and your heels. We're going to bring our hands into bear grip. So our left hand is coming up, palm is facing up right at our heart center. Okay, and then we're going to bring our right hand over the left. So the palms are facing each other, and then we're going to hook our fingertips together. Okay, pulling shoulder blades away from the ears. And on the inhale, we're going to try with all of our might to pull these fingers apart. So you're really feeling that those nerves waking up in the arms. You're really feeling this around the heart. And you don't want to pull your fingers apart because that would kind of defeat the purpose. But we're really reaching out through the elbows. Inhale. And you're going to pull, pull, pull. And then exhale, release. But keep your hands together. We're going to do that 4 more times. Inhale. Pull, pull, pull. And exhale, release. Inhale, exhale, release. Inhale. One more time, exhale, release. Last time, inhale. And on the exhale, go ahead and bring your arms up overhead, right behind the lower back, behind the back of the head. And we're actually gonna go ahead and cradle the back of our head. So our hands come into Venus lock with the fingers intertwined, and the thumb tips are resting at the base of the neck. And we're gonna inhale up. And then on the exhale, release the hands and bringing our forehead down to the mat. Moving the dog's butt out of the way. And then inhaling up. Again, cradling the back of the head, inhaling up through, opening up that heart. Exhale, release, bringing forehead down to the mat. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling up, we bring our arms up, intertwine them behind the back, reaching out through the elbows. And then exhale down. Let's go ahead and pause here for just a few seconds. You can even bring your hands. So we're coming into a baby pose just for a few seconds, okay? You can even bring your hands to rest down by your sides with the palms facing up. Okay, shoo, stop, quiet. I'm gonna go close my door so these guys don't bark. Oh, stop that. No, stop it, go. All right, and now coming from baby pose, we're gonna put our hands right on our mats again, pushing ourselves up, and then coming to sit on our butts with our feet facing forward, toes are flexed. We're gonna inhale the arms up overhead, exhale, coming down to toes, ankles or shins, pull shoulder blades away from the ears. And no matter where your arms land, that's exactly where they need to be. You want to make sure that you're elongating up through the spine. Your feet are flexed, shoulders rolled away from the ears, and you're holding onto toes, ankles, or shins. Inhale. And on the exhale, you can begin to bring your forehead down towards your knees. And taking just a few long, deep breaths here in this front leg stretch. Taking just a few long, deep breaths, inhaling through the nose all the way down to that navel center. And then exhale, release. One more time, inhale. And on the exhale, go ahead and release your hands, come rolling up. We're gonna bring hands to the knees and do some neck rolls, inhaling the left ear over to the left shoulder. Exhale, rolling chin down to the chest, bringing right ear over to the right shoulder. And continue that movement, inhaling very gently back. Remember, if you're hearing any popping or cracking, you want to go ahead and slow your roll. Slow that movement down. Okay, our necks are so important. They're so fragile. So we want to be very gentle with them, right? Because it's the only one we have. All right, one more time in this direction, and then very gently switching directions. Shoo, shoo, shoo. All right, very nice. And let's come on up into cat-cow. If you're familiar with the movement, you can go ahead and start. If this is new for you, our hands are under our shoulders, knees are under the hips, and feet are either flat on the mat or tucked, or toes are either flat on the mat or tucked under the feet. I prefer under the feet just because I have tight arches, and so it's a nice stretch. We're gonna inhale the tailbone up towards the sky, dropping the back, lifting the chin, faces forward. Exhale, rounding tailbone towards the belly button, arching the back, bringing chin to chest. And we're leading this movement with the tailbone. Okay, that way you're hitting every part of the back. You're not neglecting that lumbar section. We'll be doing this for only about 30 seconds, so go ahead and hop on into it. All right, one more time. Let's inhale. The tailbone up towards the ceiling, dropping the back, chin coming up, faces forward, coming into your best cow. And for some of you, you can move. I'm sending love to a couple of patients with that, past patients with that. And then on the exhale, we're gonna round the tailbone. Okay, arch to the back, bring your chin to chest into your best cat. Meow. And then inhaling into your neutral tabletop. We're gonna come sitting back on the heels one more time. And again, rolling shoulder blades away from the ears. You can shake out your wrists. If you need to release some of the tightness or tension that may have built up during cat-cow. And again, while sitting here in rack pose, if this feels uncomfortable on your knees or your ankles, you can always put a bolster between your butt and your heels. Or if you're like, no, I just cannot do that, you can always come back down into easy pose for this next movement. We're gonna start our alternate shoulder shrugs. So inhaling the left shoulder up, exhale down, inhale right shoulder up, exhale down. And we're coming away from that long deep breathing, coming into a more powerful breath. And remember that with these shoulder shrugs, you're really dropping the shoulders, okay? So notice if you're wanting to kind of ease the shoulders down and consciously begin to, on that exhale, just drop the shoulders, okay? We're just letting it go. The shoulders tend to hold a lot of tightness, a lot of tension, not only because they have the head, right? They're holding up the head and our brain, but they also tend to hold a lot of fear, a lot of worries, and they like to scooch up to the ears and tell us all about it. So right now we're practicing letting it go, saying, okay, shoulders, thanks for telling me that story, but I don't want to listen to it right now. Let it go. And one more time, let's inhale both shoulders up, up, up. Exhale, release. Okay, we're gonna come down for a very short Shavasana. And I did talk a little bit at the beginning, so we're gonna go over just a little bit. I apologize to the DCs that are running this, but I promise we are almost done. Just a couple more minutes. So we're gonna come laying down for Shavasana. Our hands are facing up to the ceiling. We're laying flat on our backs. Get at a good angle here. Okay. Laying flat on the backs, palms facing up to the ceiling. Just allowing ourselves to sink into this rest. And really imagine that you're on this inhale, just allowing yourself to inhale completely, following that breath, and on the exhale, release, right? Ice to water, water to gas. You're melting into the earth on this with Shavasana, this final resting pose. All right, and then on your next inhale, we're going to begin to wiggle fingers and toes, circling ankles and wrists. Coming into a nice whole body stretch, stretching your arms along the floor above your head. And then we're going to bring our knees to our heart, forehead coming to the knees, and rocking back and forth on the spine. Rolling yourself all the way up into seated. However, this is one of those kriyas where there's just a couple of asanas right after Shavasana. So we're going to place our hands in front of us, coming up into tabletop once more, and we're splaying our fingers, okay, in that wide grip, gripping the mat with each fingertip, tucking the toes. Then we're going to push our hips up towards the ceiling, okay, and then your head is hanging loose here in down dog. I really need to work on this angle here. Okay, I think this is going to be okay here. So your hips are reaching for the sky, your head is hanging loose, and your heels are reaching for the ground. It's okay if the heels don't reach the ground, as long as that stretch is there. We're going to be here for only about 30 seconds. Inhale. Taking just a few long deep breaths here in down dog. Inhale. And on the exhale, begin walking your hands back towards your feet. Okay, so you're in this full forward bend, but we're not standing up just yet. We're gonna hold on to our ankles, our shins, and begin stomping the feet. So all that stuff that we brought up out of our lower chakras, out of our kidneys and livers and spleen, all that stuff we brought up into our bloodstream in the practice, we're stomping it out through the soles of the feet, putting it back into the earth, letting it go. All right, just a few more times. Start slowing down. Inhale and exhale. Come very, very slowly, slowly, slowly rolling up. Shoulder blades roll away from the ears. Okay. And coming back into our prayer mudra. If you're practicing at home, this is a great time to meditate just for 30 seconds to 3 minutes, however long you feel like meditating. If you're at McCallum Place, I know you guys got to get to SAC. So thank you for letting me go over a little bit. And we'll close our practice chanting Sat Nam, which means I am truth. Inhale and exhale, and inhale to chant Sat Nam. Peace to all, light to all, and love to all of you. I hope you have a beautiful day. Sat Nam.